Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome back to MCubed, everybody. I apologize for my tardiness. I know I'm, 4 or 5 minutes late for this one? I mean, truly, I'm like a day and a half late for this one. Not really just about a day, I guess, because it's Wednesday and we're doing Movie Tuesday stream. So I do apologize for my tardiness there. Yesterday was a crazy and a hectic day, and the day before setting things up was a little screwy itself. But we did get our Afterthoughts episode out on The Last of Us, and Schmook streamed for, I think, 51 minutes talking about The Last of Us, the season or series premiere, you may even say, this past Sunday, and I think that stream went really, really well. So go check that out. It should be our most recent live stream, besides this one, of course. And because I just ran out of the gym, I gotta take a shower. I'm all nasty right now, but you know what? I wanted to be here for you, for y'all, and let's jump right into it. So Movie Tuesday, essentially. What discount movies are you gonna go see on Tuesdays? And howdy, Shelly. How you doing? I know. I'm so sorry. I keep changing the stream times and everything. It's been crazy. But Movie Tuesday, great day to go see a movie because you're gonna go see it for a little cheaper, and there's always some good things that came out the last weekend where people go see it. You can kind of check the numbers. All right, so this made this much money. This is what people are seeing. This is what people enjoy. This has good ratings, etc., etc. So that's kind of what this is for, and let's talk about it. So last weekend we saw actually I can't think of anything off the top of my head right now. This is when I pull up Twitter. Because there is a wonderful account that if y'all do not follow on the good old Twitters, it is the Exhibitor Relations Company. And they are the box office authority and have been since 1974. I really love this Twitter account. It's where I kind of go to gauge things a lot. I use IMDb Pro to actually, figure out the precise numbers a lot of time. But this guy is, and the company, I believe, is just fantastic at what they do. Let's see what happened over the weekend. I bet you if I scroll, there we go. If Disney dropped, but I just saw a bunch of numbers. He's great at tossing these numbers on here. 16th. Well, okay, we're gonna want some. Actually, hold up, y'all. Hold up. I don't want it to be static for y'all. There is a way that I can show you what is going on. Oh no, I have to be on OBS. See, look, I have my fancy little stream deck that should allow me to do all kinds of crazy things, but I think I can't do it directly from the YouTube window. I think I have to do it from OBS or StreamYard, Streamlabs, something like that. I'm not the most technologically apt human being, but I try. So, all right, let's just check out how did Tuesday look itself yesterday, because Exhibitor Relations Company has helped us out by giving us those numbers. And Tuesday, Avatar 2, of course, is number one, and it pulled in $2.7 million. And wow. A Man Called Otto came in second yesterday monetarily, and it made $2.2 million, where Megan was third with $1.4 million, Puss in Boots fourth with $1.2, and Plane fifth with $1 million. That is not shabby for a Tuesday, especially with a bunch of discounted prices figuring and making up those numbers. Not too shabby. This past weekend was the first weekend, I think he's the guy that tweeted it, since June or July. I want to say it was the third week of July. Maybe the first week of July was the first time this past weekend that every movie in the top 5 highest grossing films in the box office made over $10 million, which is great. Double digits is what you want to see in this film industry. With The Last of Us premiering as well as it did this past weekend as well, movies are up. Television's up. People are out viewing material. Not content. I don't like to say content. Material. There you go. Schmook said material yesterday in that live stream, and I thought that was a much better word than content, because content is just when you hear content, you think, oh, someone put up an Instagram post, someone's putting up a TikTok, someone's putting up a reel or something. Whoop-de-doo. We're here to talk about the good stuff, the actual art aspect of things. And there is definitely art within those smaller mediums, but a film shouldn't qualify as content per se. It really should be a really good movie. All right, so here are our top 5 domestic box office of the past weekend and what people probably should be going to check out on good old Movie Tuesday. So, Avatar 2 made 31 million more dollars this past weekend. Megan made 17 million more dollars this past weekend. Puss in Boots 2 made 13 million more dollars this past weekend. A Man Called Otto in its wide release, because I kind of screwed it up the week before. I thought it had already been wide released, but it hadn't. It was a very small, limited release. And as A Man Called Otto, good old Tom Hanks, what kind of money did he bring in? $12 million. A lot better than that little under 4, because that was legitimately surprising. And Plane. See, I thought this was going to do better just because Gerard Butler, and I guess he's still a big enough draw to get the double digits, but I thought because Megan opened up to $30 million the weekend before, that Plane was going to be that 20 to 30, maybe 40, So my guesstimations were off on that one. But I'm very glad that it did double digits, and I'm glad people are actually going to see it. And I hope the fact that it made another million on yesterday, of course, that more people will go see it this weekend. Although there are a couple movies coming out this weekend, and we'll talk about those tomorrow on Theater Thursday. Theater Thursday? There we go. It's not a bad one. Is that a good one, Shelly? I did pull up Twitter, so I can't see if you're saying anything. I might go see my Tom Hanks. Reviews suck, but it's Tom Hanks, so I'll probably do it. See, I meant to go see it yesterday, and I also meant to go see Skinamarink, which is this new kind of low-budget horror movie, and it just got so busy yesterday, I didn't. So I didn't even Movie Tuesday yesterday. It had hurt my heart, but you know what I did do? That's why I got my pod racing shirt on. This is just this tattooing and has a bunch of cool little vehicles on it. Jawa Auto Parts, of course. I like it, but Bad Batch was last night. Some Star Wars Bad Batch. So, it was game day over here. Star Wars game day. So I enjoyed last night, and that was about the only thing that actually hit the time where actually I did watch that an hour late. So nothing was timed like I wanted it to yesterday, but that's all right. The universe works itself in mysterious ways. And we did get a really good schmook stream. So once again, go check that out if you haven't checked it out yet. But Movie Tuesday ended up being a little movie-less. But, we can still help each other out because all these movies should still be out next week as well. And they're here for you throughout the week. And if you don't want a discounted ticket on a Tuesday, you can get a discounted ticket if you go to the movie theaters. It just depends on the movie theater. But typically before 12 or 1 p.m. every day, if you go see like typically 10 a.m. is when movies start to air. So if you go see a 10 o'clock to like a noonish, noon 30 type movie, you're usually going to get an $8, $9 ticket. Maybe not like a $5 or $7 ticket like a Movie Tuesday, but you're going to get an $8 or $9 ticket versus your $12, $15 ticket on average. And it's nice. Go get you a movie to really get the day going and get the thought processes rolling. But I did mention Skinamarink, and that was one where I did have a ticket to go to last night, but we started streaming while I was going to go. And, I got to support my people. So we're going to be MCubing it up. But Skinamarink looks really, really cool. I kind of want to go see it while it's in theaters. I know it's very limited, so I don't know if I'm even going to be able to. But I really would like to because I know it's only been out a week as of now. And it was a very, very low budget film. I believe it was shot on one of those newer iPhones. I might be wrong there, but it was a very, not low budget camera, but low budget camera. You know what I mean by that? It's not like, oh, we got some fancy camera guy going around here. And yes, I do have a fancy camera. I actually need to be able to figure out the right wiring to hook it up so we could be streaming in 4K for you. But I always order the wrong wire. Once again, not the most technologically epic person. But Skinamarink, with that low budget, made 60 times its budget within a week. 60 times its budget. And I think it was only like, I'm just thinking numbers off the top of my head because I'm just pulling out posts and different articles and things I've seen from different places. I need to have them all in front of me. But once again, I got back from the gym and I just wanted to say howdy instead of, pushing it back a little more. So I want to say it was like a $5,600 or a $6,500 movie to make, which is next to nothing because a cheap movie's $1 to $7 million. A cheap movie's $7 to $15 million. A cheap movie's $25 million, which is just crazy numbers to wrap your head around typically. So for a movie to only cost 5,600, 6,500, something like that. I'm probably off, honestly, but I believe it was somewhere in that ballpark. For it to make 60 times its budget, I'm not the biggest math guy in the world, but hell, let's just bring up a calculator real quick, just for shits and giggles, as they say, you know. Uh, what? Let's lowball it. 5,600. Actually, let's meet in the middle. Let's just say 6,000. Oh. I can't click or type. 60,000 times. Oh, not 60,000. I can't even speak either. 60,000 times 60. 360,000. I should have actually been able to pull that out of my brain there. Just worked out. I'm thinking about pumping, not thinking about pumping numbers. But $360,000 within a week, and if you only spent 5,600, 6,500, roughly 6,000 on it, whoo, that's some good numbers for you. And I really, really enjoy seeing that, especially with how, I don't know if they planned it ahead of time or not, but X was really low budget last year, which they already, I guess, Mia Goth and, oh my God, Ty West, I believe, is the director of both Pearl and X from last year. And oh, what's the third one? The trilogy finisher that's coming out this year. It's like there's a triple X in the title, and it's Hollywood based, I believe. I just can't remember what it is off the top of my head. But for super low budget horror films to be making back 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 times what their budget was within like a very short allotted amount of time prior to just being tossed on a streaming service somewhere. Because I know Skinamarink is about to be on Shudder pretty soon, and Shudder is a horror movie streaming service, and you can add it to Hulu, you can add it to Amazon, etc., or you can go find it on your lonesome and just Google it and bring it up on the computer. I usually put it on Amazon, I think, just because it's easier just to click it from the app on the TV. But that type of film makes me very happy, because not only did Pearl and X do that last year, Megan was not that expensive of a movie to make this year, the one that came out this January, and it's already made back much of its budget. I think way past its budget. I don't know if it's double or triple its budget yet. I would have to get on Google real quick for that. What was Megan's budget? Budget. There we go. 12 million US. Okay. So 12 million, words are not working right now. 12 million US dollars, and it made back 30 in its first weekend. And this past weekend made back 17 million more. So in its in its second or third weekend, it is already, that's almost 4, 5, 6 times its budget, roughly. And that's good. That is great for filmmaking, because that means the filmmakers are taking an economical approach to it, which, that's not always the way to do it. If you're making Dune, or if you're making Avatar, or if you're making Star Wars even, you're not going to use the most economical approach all the times. But whenever you get into these films from filmmakers who are I'm not taking, because I'm literally wearing a Star Wars shirt, and there's a kyber crystal around my neck. I'm a sci-fi geek and nerd all day, every day. So I'm not taking anything away from any of those giant blockbuster type films, because there very much is heart and soul in them, which makes them great things to continue to follow. That's kind of why the MCU's kind of fallen off a little bit, and that's why I've never been a fan of the DC, because there's just no heart and soul within the DC universe. And MCU has definitely fallen that way after post Infinity Saga, you may say. And sequels never really felt like that for Star Wars. But I digress. You want that soul and you want that heart to be felt from your viewers whenever you are making new material, not content, new material. And whether it's television or film, you want that emotion to translate and not just be, oh, that was fun, that was cool. Because it might be super freaking cool, and that might be a lot of fun. But if that's all it is, what's the likelihood of somebody remembering that? Yes. So let's just toss this out there. Thor: Love and Thunder, not my favorite by any means. Not most people's favorites by any means. And most people tend to dislike it. I'm definitely in that camp. But it's still really cool. And it's funny. It's legitimately funny all the way throughout. But with so many jokes, it just dilutes all the other jokes, and then you don't actually get any good plot points, etc., etc. We could talk about that all day. But it's really cool. And it's got a lot of cool stuff in it. And it's a lot of fun. But there's not much heart and there's not much soul, which is crazy because Ragnarok had so much heart, so much soul, and balanced that fun, that cool, bright, poppy, fun colors, bringing us into this whole new perspective on Asgard and the way Asgardians work and live and thrive in certain ways, and typically they only thrive as community. We didn't really see that in Thor: Love and Thunder. It just became, oh great, now New Asgard's a tourist trap. What? What? I mean, sure, but like the whole town, anyway. Once again, I digress from there. But that's why you want heart and soul in bigger films. You want to let's talk Top Gun real quick. Top Gun Maverick this year. That is I mean, Top Gun Maverick, Avatar, both of those have so much heart, so much soul, and they're just injected throughout the film. So it is most definitely still possible to do with blockbusters. But you just don't see it as much anymore because it's just such a cash grab. And I literally started this conversation out with, I love people being economical with filmmaking because filmmaking and film working needs to be economical because you're typically spending other people's money. And if you don't treat that with respect, why are you doing what you're doing? As someone who wants to be a filmmaker, I think, and someone who enjoys investing and has since I was a young lad, as they say, and I still do today. It's an investment. Every square inch of a film, from pre-production to post-production, from pre-production, from just the thought process, going into an idea, going into writing the idea, going into the pre-production aspect of it, every inch needs to be economical in some way, or you're really not. You don't care about your viewer as much as you may think you do, or as much as you claim you may do, because if you're not taking into account what type of movie you're making, where you're going to put it, if you're not even trying to think, if you're like, okay, I'm going to go find some cool investors for this, cool. What kind of investors are you looking for? There's a lot that goes into movie making, and if you want to direct and if you want to produce, which that's what I want to do. So I'm not saying I'm perfect at any of this. I'm a baby in all of these categories, but it's the things that I see that people don't do because I live in LA, so I get to kind of see how things work at times. And you go to a cool premiere that has a director or a producer or a writer, or maybe some variation of all three come down and talk about a movie that you just watched after it premieres or something like that. There's free tickets to a lot of things out here. You can go see a movie premiere then, there, here, and essentially be a seat filler. And all they want you to do is usually, sometimes you stay, talk about a movie afterwards. Sometimes you fill some stuff out. It's a lot of fun. But you got to know your audience. You got to know who you want your audience to be as well. It's part of filmmaking to be economical. Actually, if I can suggest a documentary for everybody on this Movie Tuesday, while we're so veering off track from our usual movie talk, which we kind of went over. I feel bad because I haven't seen the movies from yesterday. I have seen most of the movies from yesterday, but I haven't seen A Man Called Otto or Skinamarink, which were the ones I planned on talking about. Apologies once again. But, while we're talking about all this and veering off track, Leon Vittelli, which is one of Stanley Kubrick's actors for Barry Lyndon, became one of his best friends and somebody that literally was like a partner in crime in the filmmaking world for him until his death. Right before, I guess, they started filming Minority Report. Or did Kubrick start filming Minority Report? I don't remember off the top of my head. But Vittelli was there with him from Barry Lyndon on. And he has a great documentary that was made not necessarily just about him, but about him and his relationship to Kubrick and the film industry in general. And that is called The Film Worker. I have a little sign that tells me to watch it once a month around here. I don't, but I really should. It's something I try to watch at least quarterly. Um, it's just beautifully told, beautifully said. If you don't understand, I guess, the intricacies of making film, that's a great documentary to check out. And if you want to understand the intricacies more, or if you want to just understand something cool about Stanley Kubrick, the singular best director that's ever been. Sorry, Steven Spielberg. Sorry, Quentin Tarantino. Sorry, Christopher Nolan. Sorry, all these different great people. Love y'all to death. But Stanley Kubrick sits on top of that Mount Rushmore of directors and producers and writers for a reason. Because every, not inch, every millimeter of that man's films, whether it was post, pre, during, whatever, there's heart and soul. And sometimes a little too much because he overworked his people. And, you know, it's just an interesting topic to go on and to think about. I highly suggest the Film Worker documentary, Stanley Kubrick, but mostly Leon Vitelli. And yeah, I think that'll really help put perspective of the film world into layman's terms in a really well done way. Yeah. So I know I just veered off, started talking about all kinds of things, but Movie Tuesday. If you're gonna go see a movie any morning this week, I'm kind of with you on that one, Shelly. I think we may need to go check out some Tom Hanks here soon. See, I got you back into movie theaters. You want to go see Tom Hanks right after you saw Megan? I'm excited. But I'm really debating it myself because I was planning on seeing it yesterday, just didn't work out. So A Man Called Otto should hopefully be something I see in the next few days, sometime within the next week. And if I can find a way to see Skinamarink before they put it on Shudder, I will. And if not, I'm gonna check it out when it goes on Shudder, and y'all should too. Because I'm not positive if that one's gonna get a larger release, even though it has been making a bunch of money. It might still that all the money they made, I think they would have to put into putting it into a larger release. Which, you know, at that point, put it on Shudder and make a couple extra bucks. Hey, I'm working on it. I guess I'm on the big screen in a couple little small roles and background stuff, extra work and stuff from when I first got out here. I'm the lead in a documentary on HBO Max, but you know, it's a documentary, so my face is nowhere to be seen. It's always the back of my head and stuff like that. That's called Murders at Starved Rock. I'm at the end of Euphoria season 2. There's a couple fun little things that I've done. Working on a couple more, but they may take a little while. That's okay though. But I'm always looking for more stuff to do. You know, it's LA. There's always something fun to do. But once again, digress back to film. This weekend, I know there's some cool things opening up. So let's talk about it tomorrow. Tomorrow at noon 30 at the latest. That kind of period that I try to hit most days, and sometimes I push back. A lot of times I push back to like 12:45. But we're going for it. We're going to hit that kind of time period. And we're going to talk about all the movies that are coming out this weekend. There's a really good looking movie by A24 that I'm excited about. I'm going to go try to see it in Alamo Draft House. And I love going to see things at Alamo Draft Houses. I'm not going to go order a bunch of food and drinks, although I really want to. But I got to be good because it's World Carnivore Month this January. And I'm trying to be all skinny, you know? Not necessarily skinny. I'm trying to go to the gym and bulk up and do all that stuff. That's why I just got back from that. But trying to eat all right, you know. So I'm gonna have to avoid the popcorn. But I will happily sit in those super comfy seats with the little table in front of me and prop my feet up and watch that new Jesse Eisenberg A24 film. Julianne Moore and Finn Wolfhard are in there. It looks really good. I can't think of the title off the top of my head. Something about saving the world. But then there are a couple other movies coming out this weekend that look pretty decent. I did see Infinity Pool. I believe that's Alexander Skarsgård, and a horror film gets pushed up to January 27th from I think like the first or second week of February. So I'm excited for that coming up next week. And I really think that may be all that I got for y'all today. I do apologize on my tardiness once again, but I really enjoy just coming on here rambling and talking and talking good movies with y'all. You know, there's nothing better than something that makes you feel, which is why we need that heart and soul in our movies again, and not just fun, cool. 30 minutes later, forget about it unless you're angry at it, like Thor. But we want to actually remember each and everything we watch. I'm I may only be 23. I may be part of the TikTok generation, yada yada, but I can't stand TikTok. MCubed does have a TikTok account, so go follow it. But I haven't posted anything on it. I don't even know what I want to post directly onto the MCubed account just yet. So if you have ideas, let me know. But I'm not downloading on my normal phone either. I just don't trust it, of course. But I don't like the endless scroll. I'm really I lost a lot of weight a couple years ago, so everything I try to do is like I try to do it with intent, if that makes sense. So if I'm watching YouTube, I'm not just letting the next video play afterwards. I'm gonna go look for something or find something with intent and sit down and watch it with intent. That's kind of what I like to do, and I wish more people would do that. That's not going to happen. We're a TikTok world nowadays. It's just we're a Vine world before that, so we like our short form content. But whenever you're watching material and not content, I urge you, do it with intent. I don't watch the news anymore unless it's something that I go to with intent to learn about a specific topic. I feel like the news is astronomically unhealthy for our health. And it's just fear mongering and war mongering and lots of different mongerings. And that's a whole different topic. But that's why I feel like anything and everything that we watch nowadays, material wise, if you're just scrolling through Instagram or TikTok, so be it, as you say. But watch things with intent. Watch things with intent so you can put the emotions necessary into that and receive the emotions that were put into making that material back towards you, because that's what they're there for. It's not just escapism, it's art. So you can get a little artsy fartsy with it every now and then. Why not, right? I'm a Texas boy from the swamp, but I like movies too much, so I had to move out here. But I don't think being from anywhere or not being close to LA or New York or Atlanta or any of these other film places like London, Belfast, whatever, I think you can really find a way to treat anything and everything you do purposefully and with intent, and that will bring some good stuff into the film industry. That's what we're looking for. We don't need all these reboots, remakes, yada yada. I understand a lot of that, and I enjoy some of them. But come on, give us a good news story. Give us a good news story. Give us some heart. Give us some soul with it. And that's all I got today. I'm going to start just rambling on again. So that's all I got. If y'all want to come back to MCube for some more movie loving goodness, please do that. Please hit that like, subscribe, notification bell, share this thing anywhere and everywhere that you want to, anywhere and everywhere that you feel. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. So Thursday, tomorrow, noon-ish, I'll be back talking about the things that come out tomorrow night, aka Friday. So we'll call that Theater Thursday. That might be my new little alliteration for that. Schmook will be streaming on Saturday. And then Sunday after The Last of Us, we're making sure that the Last of Us Afterthoughts show will air 30 to 45, probably an hour 15 after the actual episode premieres on HBO Max. So keep your eyes out for that. And, I am trying my hand in producing other YouTube channels in a little way. Obviously, we're not the biggest channel over here at the moment, so it's nothing too big. But a buddy of mine wants to start streaming, and he's an interesting character. I think y'all may want to check him out. He's going to be streaming some Lego Star Wars tonight, and his YouTube channel is Darth Gunnersaurus. Spelled exactly how you think it is. Darth Gunnersaurus. So if you are interested in that, come check that out later. But come back to MCube tomorrow. Come back on Saturday. And come back on Sunday, because we got all kinds of stuff. But of course, you can see me on Side Trek as well this coming Sunday. That should be 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I believe our topic is going to be the 5 best sci-fi shows ever in each one of our opinions. So we're going to have some great arguments and some great deliberation and debating. So we'll see y'all there. I'll see you tomorrow for some theater talk. See you back on Saturday for Schmook Stream. And then let's talk The Last of Us on Sunday, because there is so much good stuff going on right now. And this year really looks to be good for a lot of it. So, yeah, sidetrack. Whoop! That's fun. I can yell and make loud noises on my stream. But I appreciate everybody that's here. I really do appreciate everyone that stayed all the way to the end as well. A whole half hour of me just talking. I know I can do it, but I appreciate the listening and the interaction. Shelly, you're the best. You're always the best. I'll always appreciate you. You're the best at Sidetrack. You're the best here. You're the best everywhere. That is it for me, though. And if you want some more movie good, I almost messed up my own outro. I did mess up my own outro, actually. If you want some more movie love and goodness, come back to MCubed. I will see y'all tomorrow.